It's really been a monumental week in the SEC and at Georgia too. Earlier this week, Arik Gilbert transferring into Georgia, a big move for the former LSU star. Now he will be playing for the Georgia Bulldogs, and we know as of today, the news breaking that the SEC is going to allow transfers from inside the conference to play immediately. And I'll tell you what that means and why it's so important. Dean Legge from dogpost.com. Making you a smarter Georgia fan. Thanks for joining me again. If you're not a member of the site, you're really missing out. This is something that we've been talking about for some time over on Dog Post and stuff like what we were hearing and so forth. Arik Gilbert will be able to play this fall immediately because of the rule from the SEC, the bylaw that has changed for the conference, allowing in-conference transfers. It allows him to immediately play wide receiver, a spot that he really was interested in playing while he was being recruited, and he'll be able to do that from here on out. This really is a sea change for the conference. You've seen a lot of basketball guys transfer inside the league. Two guys from Georgia one from playing at Georgia to Auburn, Kentucky, and I think Ole Miss. But certainly they're expecting to play, and now they will play this fall. You're setting off a completely new paradigm in this league. And as someone who's covered the league for 20 this is my 21st year, needless to say, I've never seen anything like this before. I don't know if we know yet what the ramifications will be. These are one-time transfers, but think about it like this. If Carson Beck or Brock Vandegrift are not interested in playing at Georgia anymore, they can transfer before spring football and start for another school in the league the next year. Well, we just have never seen anything close to that. That's a new phenomenon, like I said, a new paradigm that we're dealing with in the league. It was going this way because of the SEC, because of the NCAA and what that organization has now bent over backwards to help student athletes. But I don't know yet what this will really mean for the near future. There are, some rules that are in place. You can't just transfer, willy-nilly. There are rules in place, and here's what the SEC had to say for it. In order to gain immediate eligibility, a student athlete would need to declare his or her intent to transfer by February 1st for fall sports, that's football, May 1st for winter sports, basketball, and July 1st for spring sports. The NCAA rules include similar deadlines, except the NCAA deadline for fall sports, which is May 1st. So the SEC being more restrictive. In other words, I don't know anybody that has their spring football in January and concludes in January. So if you're going to transfer and play immediately in the league, you cannot wait until after spring ball. That's just not something that's going to be allowed. But for Arik Gilbert, and Brandon Turnage, those guys are going to be able to play immediately. So if they're starting or playing a lot, they're going to be able to play immediately. Would that have meant for Justin Fields that he could have transferred to Florida or to Auburn? Would that have meant for Luke Ford that, Luke Ford transferred because he was going to Illinois, but could that have meant for Jacob Eason that he could have gone to Florida or Alabama? We'll know for now on. I mean, this is the gates are open now. The loyalty is something that is going to be discussed, but I don't think it's going to actually happen anymore in this league. I mean, the truth of the matter is that all of these players are free agents, and they're free agents from the time that they enroll to the time that it's February 1st. And I'm not saying this with any judgment. You have to understand, I'm saying I don't know what the future will hold. I know for the immediate future with Georgia, that means that Arik Gilbert can play right away. That means that Brandon Turnage can play right away. That means that all four of Georgia's transfers into the program are going to be able to play, start, and go right away. Probably Georgia got 3 starters in the transfer portal. We should really call it the transfer market from here on out because, and I don't mean that in a derogatory way towards the student athletes. I don't. But it is a marketplace where guys have a skill set and they're trying to go to the best place they can go. saying it's a portal sort of assumes that there's something on the other side. And for a lot of people, we're finding that that's not the case. So markets, you consistently can get, bring a product to market and it doesn't sell. That happens. A portal makes it sound like there's somewhere you're going. Well, that's not been the case for everybody. That's for sure. So we've entered a new era. Name, image, and likeness is great, and we've heard a lot of discussion about that, and that's fine. It's like a real hip thing for the so-called national reporters to talk about, and I'm not ignoring it. I mean, I cover recruiting on a day-to-day basis, but this is really going to have a substantial impact on programs. And you're going to see guys like Tua Tagovailoa who are not going to stick around at Alabama. They're going to leave. Jalen Hurts, they're going to leave. And they're going to go to, whoever has the best situation for them. That could be Kentucky. Or that could be, that's the other thing. The ramifications could be a big deal for places like South Carolina, Kentucky, and Tennessee who are not attracting 5-star quarterbacks. Now you get a chance to re-recruit guys. It is going to be a mess. It is going to be a mess for sure. In basketball, we're a little bit more used to the transfer being so important. But inside the league, you could see Kentucky trying to really dominate this. I could see where this would be, where Cal could say, hey, we're doing this right now. We'll get you the league in a year. But for Georgia, immediately it means Arik Gilbert, a decision has been made, and he can play. It means that for Turnage, he can play. But I don't think he's going to have the same sort of impact as Arik Gilbert over these next couple of years. There are other rules that are in place for this, but I'm going over the glossy points basically. I think this is as earth-changing as anything that wasn't the TV contract deals of the past. Those changed the SEC in a way that has built to this. I don't know that this is anything like that, but I don't know that there's been much since that's changed the league. Expansion for sure. But this is going to be a real change. Name, image, and likeness, okay, yeah. But Alabama, Georgia, Texas, Oklahoma, USC, they're all going to play in the same universe. That's going to also possibly be dictated by Congress soon, which I can tell from the comments, people don't want that to happen, but that's where that's headed. This was controlled by the league, and this is something that the league allowed to happen. So we're going to see a lot more transfers, a lot fewer guys sticking it out, fewer DJ Shockleys, Hudson Masons of the world. But it really is, for Georgia in 2021, now you have one of the most explosive young players in the country. He's going to be playing for you. And Arik Gilbert is the real deal. I know a lot of people Arik Gilbert's the real deal. I can't stress that enough. And him at receiver is going to be a very curious thing to watch as this season gets closer and closer. He's going to be hard to guard. Dogs and Clemson soon. Let's talk about it over at Dogpost, DAWGPOST.com. Make sure you're over on the website. We've got a lot going on, dogpost.com. Thanks for watching.